Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, music, and any other interesting topics. Today's episode is going to be about the new movie, Tomb Raider. Should we give them a summary?
We'll get into it. This is.
She raised tombs. No, I'm playing. There's more to the movie than that. But, so basically, before we get into it, you can tweet us at Echo U Podcast or find us on any other sites at Echo Underground Podcast and give us some suggestions of maybe things that we should check out. Because we do take suggestions or leave comments and be like, nah, you're wrong. It doesn't matter. We take criticism just fine. So, my grade for the movie. This is a strong B+, in my opinion. What I liked about the movie. Oh, and before I forget, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen Tomb Raider and you mind being spoiled, watch it and then listen to our review. If you don't care, hey, listen to it and then do whatever you wish. That's basically how
it just came out, so I understand if y'all don't want. Well, depending on when this podcast is going up too, but it just came out this weekend, pretty much. So.
It's probably going out Monday anyway. But yeah, if you don't mind being spoiled, keep listening. You might be surprised. But anyway. Here's what I liked about it. I liked the actress they chose to play Laura.
Perfect choice.
Yeah, I think she was a really good choice. As a person who's seen the games, I did like the little elements I saw from the game in there. I thought the action sequences were really good. I liked all the actors. I even liked how because this is basically a coming of age of Tomb Raider. She's not full on Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie level type Tomb Raider yet. She's trying to get there. She don't even get her guns yet in this movie, kind of like in the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, her abs. How? I didn't even know girls can get that. As skinny as she is, I didn't know she can get six pack, but it's possible, guys. What I didn't like, for the most part, is sometimes I felt like we saw her do the MMA fighting, but we never saw how she learned her survival skills. It's kind of like she already knew it. Even though I think a fan of the game, you probably know the backstory, but if someone's just watching the movie, they're probably like, "How you learn all this? Because your father never told you shit." Okay. So it's like that. But I get that this is a movie and you probably don't have time. You're just supposed to suspense release there. I would have liked her to start her tomb raiding, I guess, earlier in the movie. And overall, I wasn't entertained. I just had a little bit of things, but to me, that still makes it a B+ because they're plot related issues. I had no overall, the look of the movie was fine. The tone was fine. I even like the little hint at the sequel, if it makes enough money to get a sequel at the end. So, yeah. Overall, B+ for me. What do you think, Michael?
I'm actually also going to give it a B+ but for apparently different reasons than you. And mostly because, I know I don't want to turn to this podcast, but it's going I want to talk about the video game a little bit. But there's essentially two Tomb Raiders that we all know about. There's the Angelina Jolie version, and then there's this one. The Angelina Jolie version, one of the earlier, video game adaptation for movies. Which, by the way, video game adaptation for movies, they have a curse on them where it's they'll almost always suck. Almost.
I like the Mortal Kombat one, the first one.
I mean, yeah.
Not the second one, not the second one.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of like those two movies right there. We like them because we're familiar with the games and all that. Will it stand the test of time for someone on the outside? Probably not.
But see, it's funny because I saw the Mortal Kombat movie before I played the game.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I played the games way before I saw the movie.
No, because I got a system really late, so I knew I knew the title, but I've never actually played the game or knew the characters. So when I saw the movie as a child, I was like, ooh, all these characters. So
it's weird because I haven't even seen the movies until early 2000. I saw them back to back on some marathon way back.
No, I saw it as a little kid.
And I was like, dog, what? Mortal Kombat had a movie? And I'm figuring this out maybe years later, after the movies already came out. But yeah, I mean, seeing it happen, that was amazing. We had something to relate to. And me seeing this movie with Alicia Vikander.
Oh, you actually learned her name. Bravo.
Yeah, it's not that hard of a name to remember.
I didn't even bother.
Well, yeah, I put a lot of pressure on this movie because I wanted it to be good, and it was good for me. And here's why. They did like one of the things Shanice says. They did take elements from the game and put it into the movie, and I feel like they translated very well because I feel like the kind of game that it was, it played out like a movie. Obviously, it's going to be like a couple, maybe like 24 hours long for that game to be finished. But like you can't really compress it into like 2 hours for a movie. But I think that they did a passable job at that, and that's kind of where, even though it's one of my favorite things about the movie, that's where my criticisms for the movie come in. Like I feel like obviously for time constraint reasons they can't make the movie, everything in the video game into the movie. But the video game had a much better cast, and they changed the story around a little bit, which I feel like the story that they had in the game probably should have stayed. Like it did involve the supernatural, and
Well, okay. You see, my thing about that is they made it more realistic,
Well, yeah. I know. I agree.
and that's a plus
No,
for me.
you weren't around. I don't think I beat the game around you. But like, if you saw the whole story about why it was supernatural and why Matthias was a much better villain in the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. Matthias, I'll give him this. Matthias is actually a pretty good antagonist in this movie.
Matthias.
The main bad guy.
I thought his last name was Vogel.
Yeah, first name Matthias.
Oh, gone. Gone.
How you gonna guess his last name but not even you gonna call me out on his first name though?
But they kept calling him Vogel in the movie.
That's fine. He came off to me as an asshole, so I was like, you know what? I was meant to hate this guy. So I feel like they did a very good job with that. And another one of my criticisms for this movie is they went the predictable. My dad is lost at sea route. I'm gonna go try to find him. I'm gonna find him, and then we finish the movie out. I kind of wish they went a different direction because, like, naturally throughout almost all Tomb Raider iterations, Lara's dad is dead. Like, don't get me wrong, he's always been like a famous.
I mean, he's dead now.
Extra dead in this movie. But like, yeah, I kind of wish they left that out. Like, I feel like that was an element of the movie that I would have dropped. You could have swapped it out for a better, like, fleshed out cast. Because really, the cast only revolves around maybe like 3 people in the movie. But Lara, the dad, and Vogel. And I guess you can throw in the sailor as well. Lou Dang?
Well, I think that's what makes it good. I think they needed a simple story for the first movie to test the waters. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. If they wanted to test the water, they did a good job with the actual scenes. I wish they just did a good job with the actual cast. I'm like, if you want to test the waters, why just with just 3 in such a fleshed out thing? Like it's.
Well, I think their thing is they're saving it for the rest of the movies.
I wish it was for this one. I feel like
it's not enough story.
And here's the thing for me. It's crazy. No, the game actually had plenty of story for this island. Like there's so many elements cut out that it's going to end up turning into a video game podcast at this point. Like they did not mention the Solari. The other cast wasn't there. There's no mention of Ross or the rest of the crew that got shipwrecked.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no attempt for like anyone leaving the island and getting trapped there. There's no Don't get me wrong. I get that the supernatural thing. There's an argument that it would have worked and might not have worked. There's an argument there. But to be fair, the first 2 Tomb Raider movies that Angelina Jolie starred in both involve supernatural shit.
And this is why we rebooted, because the Tomb Raider movies didn't last.
I mean, it's crazy though, because I bet that there's going to be an argument. I haven't been looking around right now because I don't really give a shit what people think. But like, there's going to be an argument about people talking about which one was better, the Angelina Jolie iterations or this iteration. And I'm going to answer that question right now. I like Alicia's iteration better. And you know what? I'm probably if it was an original movie, I might not have liked it, but I feel like they took it from really good source material coming from the games that just recently there's like 2 games that came out in the last I think 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
With really damn good story. Like I got sucked into the point where I beat the thing in 4 days. Like it's pretty unhealthy. Don't talk about it. But,
you talked about it. No one mentioned it at all. You were like, "Oh yeah,
But yeah, the story sucked me in. But yeah, enough about that. I was supposed to just give my B+ and move on. But I just get rambling. But I guess we can jump in favorite scene. Like we can go a play-by-play here because.
Okay. Let's do this by parts then. Let's talk about the beginning of the movie when we meet. Yeah, not just the ads. But
all 6 of them.
All 6 of them. I know. Beginning of the movie, it's kind of weird. I liked how it opened, where you hear the father's voice. Which, by the way, the actor that plays the dad, he has a very good voiceover voice.
I agree. Very good narration was.
True. You just said the same thing, but
I know. I wanted to use a more fleshed out vocabulary.
Whatever. Anyway, so it opens with him talking about, what is it, Himiko?
Yes,
Himiko. And the legend and all this stuff. And then you're just jumped into Laura in this like MMA type fight with this girl. And I thought that scene was really good. One, I think that scene was only put in to show that Laura can knows fight.
Something, right? Yeah, she knows something.
She can fight. She's
still learning. Like she's not necessarily like super good at it just yet because she's getting her ass kicked.
I mean, she got some hits in.
I mean, yeah, she did.
She did better than I think me or you would have did.
Oh no, I would have had a hole punched in my chest. I plan on falling to the mat immediately, faking death to get that lady off of me because she looks strong as shit.
Yeah, that one was buff. She was skinny buff, just like Laura was.
Yeah, the way they pull off the skinny buff look in this movie, man, is a little scary because it's like you don't have that much mass. Where your mass does exist is just all muscle.
There's nothing else.
And I'm like, you're built to kill. Like that's really all you're good for now.
Yeah, and so like they showed that as well. They also showed that like Laura's kind of broke.
Mm-hmm. Quote unquote. We'll get into that little thing in a second.
I mean, at this moment in time, she ain't got no money.
Right.
By choice, but she ain't got no money.
Right. She can't even pay her membership to the boxing club or whatever it was she was going through.
Yeah, and she's working at a cyclist and all this stuff, and we see her do this race. Now, I love the race too. In the race, to me, the whole beginning montage before you meet Amanda show that she's
Amanda.
I'm sorry,
Anna.
Some bitch with an A in her name.
Get it right.
Sorry, Anda. Not Anda.
Good job. I was like, you should have seen the side eye you just got. I was like, we just spoke about this.
Anna. There we go. Anna. Before you meet Anna, which, by the way, no offense to that old woman, she has like a permanent bitch face. Like she didn't seem nice the whole entire time.
She looked like evil Hillary Clinton. Like if Hillary Clinton was like an antagonist in some movie, I feel like this is what she would look like.
Yeah, essentially. She looked like some politician's wife that's just doing really fucked up shit.
Right, and it's been the back scenes, which technically is what she was doing. She just doing really fucked up shit in the back.
Yeah, that makes it true. Very hinted at, something wrong with her. But anyway, we meet Anna, and so up to that point, it shows 1 that Laura is physically fit, 2 that she's smart, 3 that she can think on her feet, and 4 that if she has to throw some hits, she'll be able to throw some hits.
And she can take some because she got in a car accident too, and ate it.
She ate that, yeah. And it showed that she's resourceful as well. So it showed all the stuff that she needs to survive. So you go into, then you kind of hit the story running after that. But what do you think of like that whole section?
The entire opening scene to me was pretty good because I wanted to know how they're going to approach it. I know I keep like making a parallel between it and the game, but in the game they pretty much just start you on the boat. So, but like right here, give me like a good insight to like what could she have possibly been doing before that, and this was pretty cool because no one ever seen Laura Croft broke.
That's true.
Laura Croft is like notoriously a rich fucking adventurer, so it's like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to put us in a seat where it's like, wow, she actually can't even afford to go to her little boxing club. But yeah, I thought that was cool. That and intro fight really well done. I feel like, and there's a black girl she was talking to at the beginning in the locker room.
Her friend, yeah.
I thought that friend was one of the other people from the story. And we never got her name though, so I couldn't really confirm it. But like, there's like a black girl in the story who's like a real badass, and she was a fighter. So I was like, maybe that's her, but they never really talk about it. So it might have just been an Easter egg. But I thought that was done well. And the fox hunt or race, what was it, the fox?
Yeah, the fox race, the bicycle race.
Yeah. That little game of like tag, that was pretty well done. That was actually like, there's a movie that came out with like this courier service and the guy was on a bike. It kind of reminded me of it. I wish I could remember the name now.
It had Joseph Lovett in it, right?
Yeah, just Gordon Levitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that, it reminded me of that, but it was like really damn well done. It's like going around London, I just feel like she handled all the guys pretty well, which is one thing Laura always did. She knows how to handle motherfuckers, which is pretty good for me.
I like how you pause, motherfuckers.
Motherfucker. I gotta hit him with the Samuel L. Jackson. These motherfuckers. So yeah.
No one can say it the way Samuel L. Jackson can.
God, these motherfucking snakes.
Yeah. Someone made a compilation of that. It's so funny.
Oh, I think I've seen it too.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
It's pretty well done. But yeah, I thought the entire intro pretty well done, especially like the little backstory about why Laura is technically broke. It's mostly because like she's doing this whole thing where she's not accepting her inheritance from her allegedly dead dad. Yeah,
he just gave it away. The dad's not dead. But at this point in the story,
I didn't say it in that many words, but okay, yes, the dad is dead now. Thanks.
You said allegedly. Yeah, that allegedly gives it away.
Right? You don't know that.
Anyway, moving on. So then we have this thing where we meet this girl, Edna. Okay.
Edna.
And she basically tells Laurel, please sign this. Because then we're going to have to sell the house. And your dad wouldn't want that.
Right.
And at first, Laura wasn't going to do that. But then she was having all these flashbacks. Which is another thing I like about the movie. You saw Laura with her dad when she was a kid. And I thought all those scenes were well done. And since Mike gave it away, the scenes where she sees her dad as an adult as well are really, really well done. So basically, Laura goes there. She solves the puzzle. She gets this key. Well, she goes to the Croft Industries, which I don't know what his company does except buy other companies.
Yeah,
that's all I got from the movie.
They're like a holdings company. I don't know what they are.
All I know is I saw a stack full of binders that are company names and they owned all of them. So that means she had a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah, she's talking like Tony Stark money at this point.
Yeah, basically, probably a little bit more if all the companies are profitable.
Right.
But yeah, so she goes to her dad's company. She meets with that girl, Anna, because she decides, you know what, I'm going to sign it. He's dead. But then, they had a witness there. No, Anna was a witness. They had, I guess, what's the guy that does the whole will thing? Some lawyer.
Some guy doing the will, yeah.
Yeah, some lawyer there gave her also this puzzle piece. It's like this, I think, Asian.
Karakuri puzzles, like, yeah.
Yeah. And it had this, like, key thing. It actually didn't. I don't think it had a key. I think it had, like a
little riddle.
Puzzle. Yeah, a little riddle.
It had a key. It had both of them in it.
Yeah, it had a key and a riddle. And basically, Laurel figured it out. It was at the dad's mansion in his grave. And she finds his secret study, which I thought that was cool. Because I remember that part from the game. And then she finds all his works. And when the scene where, first of all, I thought it was really good acting when she's watching the video. And she started tearing up and stuff. I was like, you can see that she really loves her dad. I think that's one thing that they got right in this movie. And she's like, you know what? We gotta go here. So, the only one thing that irritated me, because I was like, just sign the thing so you don't have to
lose the house.
No. If she signed it, she doesn't lose the house.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All she had to do was sign the fucking inheritance thing, and then guess what? She would have the money to fly there instead of pawning her mother's shit. That's the only thing I didn't particularly care for. But I guess that was supposed to be, I'm stubborn Laurel, like she is in the game.
I mean, yeah, because you know what I just realized too? She could have just flown to the island if she did that. You're right. Absolutely right.
She would have had more money. She could have avoided
that ended up happening any damn way. So it's like, avoid the water and just like fly there, you know?
Yeah, but I think for her,
signing... And for plot sakes.
Well, yeah, I think for Laurel, signing that thing meant he was dead. And she wasn't ready to say, my dad was dead.
Because at that point, she didn't have the answer to why he was dead. Because he was
why he was missing.
Allegedly missing at sea after going off.
And there's no body. Right. And there's all this stuff. So, basically, she travels to some country. I don't know what the country is.
It's Hong Kong.
That didn't look like Hong Kong.
That was Hong Kong. It literally said Hong Kong on it, dude.
He knows more than I do, okay? She travels to Hong Kong, finds a sailor, and says, hey, take me to the dangerous-ass island. And I guess we could talk about the scene on where she's looking for the sailor, where these three guys try to rob her. I thought that was a really good sequence as well. I liked to show her chasing the guys and everything. And then, they cheated. with the knives.
Oh yeah, right.
And then that's how she meets the drunk sailor dude.
Right.
Lee.
I'm gonna call him Lou. It's Lou something. I forget
Yeah,
what the last name. We'll call him Lou for right now.
So what did you think of the introduction of Lou and that whole scene at the port?
Well, see, to me, it was only a little disappointing, only because I know that he was essentially going to be the replacement for the other cast that was in the source material. But to be honest, I didn't hate him because he actually has some kind of connection to Laura's past as well, since his dad was the guy that sailed Laura's dad to the, and I guess we're going to get into this part in a second, but the lost island of Yamatai, where Queen Himiko has this whole lore behind her, which I don't think we talked about too much really yet. At least
I was going to get into that.
Early part of the lore, right? But pretty much they got to go to the island of Yamatai, located in the Devil's Triangle or something like that, out in the Pacific somewhere. And it's apparently notoriously famous for killing anyone who tries to approach the island. So there goes to this little haggling situation where it's like, yo, can I go here? He's like, nah, that's stupid. Show him some money, and all of a sudden he changed his mind. Yeah. So then it leads into the, I mean, he's a good character. He's a cool character to me. Yeah,
because Michael was for me, please don't die. Yeah, he didn't want him to die.
Did a good job of setting this guy up to die several times, and then he didn't. And I'm pretty glad he didn't though, because he's the only other part of the cast that was there, I even guess, because not many people. There are plenty of individuals in this movie, but only so many had names.
Yeah, and also the other Tomb Raider. I think one difference between this and the game is that the scene on the boat where she has this whole crew. Mm-hmm. It's Laurel already did raid tombs already by the time, because I don't think this was her first one. If she knew all those people, it couldn't have been her first one.
All people who? Oh no! That was definitely her first one. They're originally going there to do a documentary. They were only there.
But she was already in that type of field. I mean, because this one she's just delivering shit. She was
right, I guess.
So that was the main difference.
I wouldn't say she went on any adventure instead, but she did do some traveling. I'll say that much.
Yeah, this Laurel didn't.
Right.
This is probably maybe not her first time overseas, but her first time probably by herself doing anything.
Right.
So she was very new. She grew up a lot.
Yeah.
And she had to. They were like, yo, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We're not babying you.
We're gonna give you a bunch of reasons why she had to grow up in a hurry.
Yeah.
First reason, which I guess is the next scene, the freaking storm that hits them when they got close to the island.
Yeah, they were all chilling, making fun, and then all of a sudden, knocked out of a dream.
She got woke up in a hurry.
Yep, and she left a puzzle piece. But
that never mattered. Yeah, that never really mattered to the plot. So I don't even know why they even pointed that out. Okay, I guess it's left now.
Yeah, I think it was to point out to say, hey, something like this might show up later. Which
it did.
Which it did. And that whole scene with the storm and everything, I thought there were some points where I was like, man, he's gonna die.
I thought he did die, because there's a point where he crashed into the rock.
Yeah. And
I was like, that's not meant for humans to survive. You should have been extra dead.
Let's be honest, Laura should have been dead multiple points in this movie. Before she even got to the climax of the movie.
Oh yeah,
she should have been dead.
Because the thing about that boat is too, it crashed into the same rock 3 times, and
I thought it was different rocks, but just
it could have been.
I think it was.
There's a lot of flashing. There's a lot of flashing and water going on. I'm like, this boat is damn near in half, and you're not. I fully intend on being dead if that was me.
You fully intend? You're not gonna fight?
Oh no, that's me and nature already have an agreement to just sit the fuck still if I'm ever in a situation like that.
What? No, you gotta fight.
I got an agreement.
But yeah, that boat is destroyed, and all I'm thinking is man, how you getting home? No one know you there, and you're just y'all seem to not have any friends out there. So how they get home? That eventually is answered.
They definitely don't have no friends after she gets onto the shore.
Oh no! And first of all, when she gets to the shore, we meet Vogel, right? Mm-hmm. Vogel lies to her. He bashes her upside the head with a gun. Lies to her and before I forget, when she watched the video, the dad was like, yo, burn my shit.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because...
Yeah, one job, Laura.
Yeah, one job, yeah. Burn my stuff. Do not let Trinity get it, which we'll talk about Trinity later, but...
You can start talking about them in the next scene, really.
Yeah, that's true. Even though it's not confirmed that he works for Trinity yet, right?
It is, yeah.
Immediately?
Yeah.
I thought it was later, but yeah. He said, burn my shit, don't let Trinity get to it, and be happy, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Laura does none of these things. She doesn't do any of these things.
She skipped over all that and just said, I found out the island you got lost at. I'm going to skip over all these important and pertinent details.
Let's go there.
And I'm just going to find some random, guy in Hong Kong and come find you.
Basically. And the whole thing is that there's this tomb with this queen, Himiko, who everything she touch dies. I liked how they explained it, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, they gave some pretty dark lore, and that lore was pretty good. Like, the lore that she actually received, made me think that they're going to, go a lot closer to the social children than they actually did. But to be honest, though, they started that off picture perfectly. Can't even argue with the lore that they gave Himiko.
Yeah, it was really good. And then, now, flash forward to the island, Laura wakes up, and she's face to face with Vogel. Which was savage. That whole scene was savage by him because she was like, "Oh, thank you. He said you gave me everything I need because Laura don't fucking listen."
Mm-hmm.
And she brought the research with her, and so now he knows how to get to the tomb and where the entrance of the tomb is, and now he can get the fuck out of here. So he talks about his kids and said, "I gotta get on my kids, and I can't leave until I find the fucking tomb." And then on top of that, she was like, "Oh, you knew my dad, you knew," and then he was like, "Yeah, I killed him." Very, there was no...
Yeah. He said, "I apologize for being blunt. It's been a long time and I'm out of practice."
I know.
Not a good enough excuse, but I'm like, that's the bad guy, I guess.
One thing about he was very straightforward. Like, yo, I killed your dad.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I probably am going to kill you, but first, I'm going to make you do what I want.
All this slave labor bullshit, right?
Well, I think it's mostly because, hey, they're not sending us people to really dig in this shit, so we're going to use stranded people.
Right. Which are pretty much like, fishermen who got stranded because of the storm by the island. I guess they weren't aware of it because, the island actually isn't on any maps. The dad knew about it because of reasons. They never really explained how he knew about it.
What, Laura's dad or the fisherman's dad?
Laura's dad.
No, I thought, at least from what I remember of the movie, is that he found an old map that still had the island on it.
Okay, right.
Because the map they were looking at was hella old. Mm-hmm. And that's how he knew about it. And then the fisherman, my thing is that he probably saw the island from afar. Because you could see the island from afar before the
storm, right, yeah.
So he probably saw it and was like, "Oh, okay, we'll go there." I wonder what he paid that fisherman because you're going to have to pay me a whole lot of money.
8,000 or whatever it is they use in Hong Kong. But I'm like, I don't know how far that goes for them for real. So
no, I'm talking about the dad paid the
the
guy.
Dad, yeah.
Lou's dad, I hope he paid him a lot, even though, obviously, Lou can't. Spoiler, Lou's dad dead. But
also killed by
Vogel. Or, what is his name?
Matthias.
You know what's also funny? The guy that plays Matthias is always a villain. I don't remember him being a good guy. Every time I see him in a movie, I'm like, yeah. You an ass.
He's got a bad guy face. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's always a villain.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, yo.
That's true. And it makes him money. I can't hate.
Can't complain with that.
He probably made more in this movie than we do.
I completely believe that.
He probably made our salaries, basically. From this movie.
Way more.
Probably way more, too. But it's fine, Hey, do your thing. Do your bad guy thing. Keep going.
Right.
But I like the introduction of Vogel. I liked Lou and Laura's relationship. You see that build up. And I actually like the first few scenes on the island. Right before Laura escapes. So stopping before Laura escapes. What are your opinions on that?
You mean when Lou just hit the guy with the shovel?
No, okay, so from the point where Laura gets bashed in the head to before she escapes, the little camp.
Oh, okay. You mean it's like the little conditions of that shitty place?
Yeah, what do you think of that whole scene? The introduction of Vogel,
okay, yeah.
The island itself.
I thought that was cool too. They definitely seem like some shadowy ass figures. Cause I know Laura hit on the shore, and you saw some shadowy figures in the distance. And I'm like, oh, they must be the Solari, which are these religious zealots who are obsessed with bringing back Himiko. And in the game, Matthias was the leader of those religious zealots. Obviously, in this movie, different kind of character they're going for. But I think for the purpose of what they're trying to do, though, they did, like I said, a passable job. But like, it didn't turn to be out that. But like, you immediately hate Matthias because you already realize his body count is at 2 for killing people. His like 2 dads he killed. So,
or probably more.
Well, I don't doubt it because like he killed another old guy in the movie. I'm like, yeah, he clearly has something against old people. I don't know.
I know, right?
They're the first ones he wants to target. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that the guys that they had working for Trinity, which you could tell was Trinity because like Laura's dad, Richard, talked about Trinity in the video he left.
Yes.
Had the logos and everything.
Yep.
And then the logos were also on some of the boxes that they were moving around on the island. And I was like, here we go. So in the game, Matthias didn't have anything to do with Trinity. But right here he does. And I think it's a cool little tie-in because like they're multitasking and getting like a lot of story elements out the way in one fell swoop. And yeah. I think that was pretty cool.
Alright, now this is probably the biggest part of the movie. Laurel's escape.
It's Laura, right?
Laurel. I know it's Laura. But it's Laurel.
Sure.
I'm calling.
Okay, Laurel Croft now. Okay, let's go.
Hey, fine, Mrs. Croft. So Laura, basically, she escapes the camp thanks to Lou, because he was just hitting niggas with shovels, left and right.
The one guy that got hit, I felt so bad for him because the way that scene got shot, I'm like, this guy shouldn't even have a neck no more. Yo,
he bashed him in.
He ate that shovel.
Yeah, you should never eat shovel.
Nah, it's not good for you.
It's not.
Especially when you eat them at like 40 miles an hour. No, really not good for you.
He did not swing that quick. He did not swing that quick.
Listen, man, the way that shovel clanked off his face, yo, oh my God. He should have been emptied out. His whole skull should have been missing.
Yeah, but basically Lou was hitting people with shuffles, my bad, shovels, and Laura just got out of there.
Mm.
And let me tell you, the same way I feel when you play the game and she hurts herself, and you think, I felt that I was clenching the whole time during that whole thing, from the scene where she like fell off into the waterfall.
This is my favorite scene. And the entire
whole sequence
is my favorite scene of the
entire movie. Game-like.
And I feel like
she had a realistic reaction too. Like when she got onto the plane, she's like, man, I'm finally safe. And then the thing, she's like,
oh,
seriously? Like, come on.
I just went through a whole lot. Can you work with me here, yo? And here's my thing about that scene. It's my favorite scene because not only is it what was in the source material, that's probably one of the best parts of the movie because like that's what they decided to copy and paste. Everything that was like actually copy and pasted was actually really good. Like, don't get me wrong, I know Hollywood has to like, do some Hollywood magic to make things work. But in this case, the copy and paste is like just, you don't have to edit anything. Just instead of like CGIing anything, it's like recreate everything from the movie. And I'm like, that did a damn good job. Because like the entire thing with the airplane and the river and the parachute, everything was just
waterfall, everything.
It was so suspenseful that like it gave like good adventure movie elements into it, and like it made me feel good.
Yeah, Michael was jumping.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, man. But when there's the point in the movie which like she gets impaled by the stick, which is also in the game. It happened a different way though, but like at least they threw it in there. But like, I've never been impaled. But
no
I feel
one
like
wants to be impaled.
If I fall out of the sky from a torn parachute, falling down like a however tall freaking mountainside, and I land on like just sharp ass wood. Like it's a rough landing she had. Like
that was really rough.
Pretty. Like normal human beings will probably be in.
This is Laura Croft. This is Tomb Raider.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like like I said, I fully intend on dying if I did that shit. But I'm not putting up a fight. Like God is calling me. I have no reason to keep him waiting. Let's go. Anyways, and on top of the stick that she had to deal with, which technically proves how badass she is. She went through the rest of the movie with that injury. So, like, don't get me wrong. It got, like, tended to, but it's not, like, fully healed up or nothing like that. She got, like, maybe one night's sleep with the shit.
Yeah.
So, it's like, you did all of that while just going what you just did and with a hole in your gut.
Oh, and another thing, she took some punches from some grown-ass men in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Sure
I was like, if it was me, I guarantee you, ribs be broken. I'd be like, I'm sorry, you won. I can't. Like, one of my favorite scenes when she fights the guy.
Next scene.
Yeah. Vogel sends this guy after her, which
the guy
moment,
the shuffle.
the moment I saw his face, I was like, yo, I want you dead first.
Yes.
He has such an asshole face. Good job for the role.
Oh my god, that's a shade on the actor, not even the actual role. Now, like, no,
I think
the actor's an asshole face.
No, like if you put makeup on someone, you can, because guys wear makeup in movies too. It's not like nothing there. So I think it's just how they made him look. I was like, yo, you look like an asshole, and he acted like one. So I was okay with him dying, especially when he kept laughing at like the old guy falling, and then when the guy died, he was all smiles and shit. I was like, nah, son, you can go.
Right.
And basically, him and Laura fight because I don't know. Here's the thing. Laura had to fall through a waterfall, a plane, a parachute, hit trees. How did he find her so quickly?
I mean, then again, she did fall asleep and went to the nighttime. So I guess it wasn't like, immediate. So he must have been tracking for a while.
Oh yeah, he put a tracker on her.
No, there was no tracker on her.
Then how did he find her? How do you track someone without a tracker?
I don't know. When did they put a tracker on her? She never had a tracker on her.
I thought while she was asleep. Because he said something.
No, he said go track her down. That's all he said. Because he said, if the waterfall don't kill her, he'll be able to find her or something like that. Well, I guess he's just a good tracker. Maybe he's like a good hunter or something like that.
Whatever. And movie magic. Let's go.
It is a small island too, so I guess it probably wouldn't be that hard to figure out. Like
that seemed like a hella big island.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like it's impossible for them to chart the whole. Like they've been there for 7 years. He's probably familiar with the terrain.
Yeah, that's probably why. But yeah, he catches Laura at night, and they have this really big fight scene, and it's her first kill in the entire, probably her life. So she's freaking out a little bit afterwards.
Right.
And then
the way he went out though, like he got drowned in mud water or whatever it was.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? She learned something from that other girl who choked her out.
Right.
So maybe next time she'll be able to get her.
Right.
But that whole fight scene was, to me, one, if not, like one of the most badass scenes of the entire movie. And my heart was racing. Plus, scared the shit out of me. And I think you too, when he grabbed her. Because this nigga had me expecting wolves. I didn't expect a person.
There were wolves in the game.
He's like, oh, the wolves. So I'm looking for wolves. And then all I see is like choke. And I'm like, nigga.
I wasn't ready for that. I was ready for teeth.
I was ready for wolves. I would have been fine. Yo, he set me up. But it's okay. It's okay.
Don't listen to everything I say, man.
You heard it here first. Don't listen to everything he says. Okay. Just saying.
All right. She's going to take it out of context now. Watch.
But then you find out the next scene, I guess, you find out her father's alive. Mm-hmm. Going a little cray-cray, but you find out the father's alive. Right. And I thought that whole sequence with him patching her up, him realizing that she's not a illusion, he's not losing his mind. Right. And then them, having the discussion. I thought that was pretty cool. What do you think of that whole sequence with her dad?
This is where I'm like, This is where my predictability for the movie came in. I'm like, I feel like this motherfucker is going to be alive, and sure enough, he was. I feel like that the dad to me was actually probably one of the weakest parts of the movie. Don't get me wrong, it was sweet, and he did play like a part since they, this was the compromise they made for not going copy and pasting the game into the movie. But like, I don't know.
Well,
they never say how he escaped. Like we all believe at this point that he got allegedly killed by Matthias. So they never really say how he escaped him. Even Matthias thought he killed him. So they shove him off of a cliff, and then he survived the fall. Like they just never talk about it. And for 7 years, they never even found the guy. Like how hard is it to see a campfire inside of a cave on a small island?
Well, it's also on the. You keep saying small. That island's not small, nigga. It's not small.
It look a little small, but that's fine. It looked higher than it is wide. That's my thing about that island.
Yeah, and he was high up though. He wasn't on the beach.
Crazy. If they're there for 7 years, just setting off dynamite everywhere, looking for the tomb, I'd figure at some point they'd have found the guy for 7 whole years.
Yeah, but
they weren't bombing the same spot for the whole time.
No, but he was also tracking them, so he was moving. He wasn't staying in one spot.
You see, that's just weird to me because the one guy got sent to find Laura and found her in one night. Granted, she fell asleep. I'm assuming this nigga fell asleep too. And
yeah, but
and that's just one guy. That's just one guy to find her. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't like purposely looking for him because they thought he was dead. But it's like that.
I think that's what played into the fact that since they thought he was dead,
right,
and he also knew the island the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
He knew, and plus he also mentioned that he set up clues to send them in the wrong direction, so he knew where they were going to be.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, like for me, I like the relationship with the dad. I think for this version of Tomb Raider, the way they had it set up, her dad needed to be alive so she can close the chapter. That's the only reason I think the dad needed to be alive.
That's pretty much where I'm at for real. Like, okay, get the predictability part out of the way. That way you have room for the next movie to be a little more dynamic.
Okay.
What was that for?
Nothing. I just said okay.
Like pause and then okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can we move on, please?
Sure.
He's like, sigh. But yeah, I think Laura's father needed to be alive so she can, like, one, it can motivate her to probably go back to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, let's talk about her running. Every time she ran, that was like my favorite part. Just like in Wonder Woman, every time she like did her sprint, like about to fight into someone, every time Laura did that, I was like, oh, this is badass. And then when she got her archery shit going,
yeah, the dad had a bow and arrow she took up.
Yeah, and I thought that whole scene when she runs back to the camp and helped free the workers.
Oh, the fishermen. Yeah. Right, you're right.
That was a really good sequence, and it showed, like, all right, she's looking more and more like Tomb Raider. Especially when, first of all, the guy with the quick reflexes, that bow would have hit me.
Oh, heck yeah, this guy really pulled a Matrix move. Like, I don't know how fast arrows move, but I feel like if you have enough time to see it coming, it's too late.
Laura was quick, though, so
like, this guy real quick. Straight moved his neck to the side, let the arrow pass, and went right back to shooting. I was like, dog, this guy's an assassin.
I think so. Look, I mean, I think every soldier on there was probably military trained or something like that.
I don't doubt that one bit. But I don't think in the military they teach you how to dodge arrows coming right at your face. But you know what? Fine. Maybe we should show how badass he was.
Quick reflexes. And then after that, Laura looks up. Guess who's climbing the entrance? Her fucking dad. And she's like, nigga. She's low-key thinking, like, why? Why did you come back?
Well, to get to the point of the movie, which is to raid a tomb, I guess, because that's really the point he played there. Cause like now,
I think part of it was like his. Part of it, to me, was his curiosity of finding the entrance. Because even though he didn't want the tomb to be, he did spend 7 years.
Right, like, what was I trying to, make these guys avoid this entire time?
Plus, he was going crazy. Cool. Yeah, and I think he just wanted to look at it. Or maybe sacrifice himself as well. Mm-hmm. Spoilers, he does that anyway. But this is the best part of the movie. The tomb. In my opinion. The tomb. Even though that whole sequence where she's like escaping and stuff is really good. But to me, when we actually raid the tomb, it's really good. It shows Laura's intelligence. I think when we first, a really good scene, probably one of the best actings by her in the movie, is when Vogel makes her choose between her dad and opening the tomb. And the way she tears up and how her dad is low-key disappointed but not surprised that she chose him. And she opens the tomb because she remembers how she did the puzzle.
Right.
And you know what's funny? If he never left her research or the key, this whole movie never would have happened. Oh, yeah. But plot armor.
But I guess that he's also assuming that
she'll destroy it.
Trinity, that too, like, right, exactly, pretty much.
Yeah, but he didn't know his daughter too well. Laura's like, fuck destroying it. We're gonna go there anyway.
I need to find you. And even though I'm going to go to find you anyway, I'm not going to leave it behind and burn it. Like, that's idiocy on Laura's part, but fine. We'll look at it.
Well, here's the thing. I think for Laurel, I keep saying Laurel. I'm thinking of fucking, you know what? I'm thinking of Arrow. Yeah. Laura, she didn't burn it because she didn't believe him. She didn't believe the story.
Right.
And I could tell from her face she didn't believe it. And that's what Vogel used against her. Like, you don't actually believe this shit. Because one, the dad's all long hair looking crazy, like fucking, what is it, Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Pretty much.
and talking nonsense, then saying, "Oh, you used to disappear on me." Yeah, I'm not trusting that.
I'm trying to save the world, though.
Hey, he was. And then the whole scene. So basically, they open the tomb. They get in there, and it's probably the best part. So, what was your favorite part of like the actual raiding of the tomb?
See, we gotta talk about it in order because I said the last part was the lore of the actual tomb of Himiko.
Okay, fine. Then first part. I guess is the first part.
Chasm of Souls. Yep.
Yep. So basically, Chasm of Soul is basically a giant hole in the ground with a bunch of skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a wide gap, and one thing they were smart about, they lit the path, so you knew how to get out of the tomb. And it's a wide path, and basically, I think this is in the game too, where they like have to cross over this ladder thing.
Mm.
And I was clenching a little bit. I was like, I knew she was gonna get across, but I was still like holding my breath because the way they did it. I thought that was really cool, and I was like low key. And Vogel was really smart. He was watching her the whole time. She had to go first. The father probably went right before Vogel did, or last.
Right. Like, make sure you motherfuckers get across,
Yeah, and then the next part, they're like walking through, and then we enter the spike trap.
Mm.
That shit caught me off guard too. That was like a jump scare because I
found
expected
that part hilarious.
It was because he was like the guy that got spiked all the way through was talking shit about.
You should have seen him look at some of the other goons. He got scared a little bit because he sat on a plate and everyone is thinking, oh, booby traps, ha ha ha, and this guy's making fun of it like, haha. You should have seen the look on your face. Didn't even have time to finish laughing. That's how fast this guy died.
Yeah, it was really quick. He didn't have a name, so you knew he wasn't important.
Goon number 75, sure.
Basically. And then after that, what's my favorite part?
The floor. The floor.
That's my favorite part of the tomb. Besides the reveal about what the hell is actually Himiko's actually thing.
Uh-huh.
But the floor part where they basically had to figure out which puzzle goes in the piece before the floor disappears and they die.
Right.
I was like, nigga, y'all taking so long. I swear she tried the piece that she did before.
Yeah, she did. She tried the right piece, right pieces, but she didn't try them both at once.
Oh.
Cause that was the key to the puzzle. Like there was no green piece, but if you combine two pieces, they turn green. And I was like, good job, movie. You why?
Yo, everyone in that room had very good grip.
Yeah, they got the Spider-Man grip on. Because I was like, yo, there's zero floor left on certain parts of this thing. And y'all still surviving. Like, the only guy who was chilling the whole time was that one black goon on the other side of the door. Who got,
he's like, where the floor?
He's like, I heard all this shit going on. And they all got no floor. What happened, yo?
And everyone looking at him like, dude.
I feel like one thing I took away from it, though, I feel like more goons should have came along to see them dying. Because, now that no one died from that one thing, it's like, oh, there's, no point for that suspense. Because now it wasn't even dangerous to me. You could have sacrificed some more goons right there for me. Maybe it's a little dark, sure, but I feel like some goons could have got sacrificed.
You didn't think that floor scene was dangerous?
Well, I just wanted someone to die.
Darkness. I thought, first of all, that looked hella dangerous, and I was like, she ain't got no floor left. She had no floor under her, so she had to grip the wheel, the door thing, and I was like, she got hella lucky, but that's the whole point of Tomb Raider. Right. She does get lucky sometimes. She has a lot of skill, and then sometimes lucky at the last minute. So to get past the floor, then they get to. Is there any trap before the tomb?
No, but they go to the ritual sacrifice room where all the handmaidens were. But it's just there's nothing really particular about it. Just showing that they're not
good imagery though.
Yeah, right.
Definitely good imagery.
Pretty creepy.
And then
find Himiko.
Yep. And Laurel's, and you know what? I guessed it a little bit, but she has a very extreme version of what I guessed it was. So basically, Himiko, the legend is that anything she touches turns to death.
Mm-hmm.
And she remembers what her father. Laura remembers what her father says when she's like, all myths are somewhat based in reality. Mm-hmm. And she's having all these flashbacks, and she tries to stop them before they touch it.
She also looks at the painting in the room, too, to realize that she's sacrificing herself, because the lore was...
Yeah, she looks at the painting, she's like, wait, she doesn't look like a monster in any of these things, so something's not right. And then she remembers her father say, one for the life of many. And then she's like, wait, she's sacrificing herself. And they're all like, you're full of shit. Crocs don't know what they're talking about. And they touch her.
Now, this part called me.
When she popped up?
She sat up. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm out. You ain't got to tell me twice. Shit.
Yeah, and then when she's talking, I whispered to Michael, I'm like, bubonic plague? Like...
It looked like bubonic plague, but fast forwarded somehow.
Yeah, and I was like...
And some sort of, like, zombie element to it. Like, you just get violent or something like that. Cause, like, they never really explained it, but...
Well, I thought the guy was in so much pain that he just clipped the trigger and went up.
No. When he attacked the dad later on.
Oh, the second dude. Yeah. I know the first dude was just in pain, so he's like...
Right.
Yeah, but I was just like... So basically, the woman sacrificed herself because she's immune, but she carried a very dangerous disease. So she couldn't touch anyone.
Right.
If she touched anyone, they die a very horrible death.
Right.
So for some reason, Trinity wanted this. And the two goons touched her. And they don't realize how bad it is until one of them turns to, like, black death all over their face. And he shoots the other dude that touches. And then I'm thinking that nigga's dead, but I forgot the bulletproof vest.
Right.
And so the guy, Vogel, he only takes a finger. He's like, I don't need the whole body. I just need a finger.
But you can't carry that out. They didn't bring the right equipment to carry like a whole freaking bubonic plague body. So
yeah, and first of all, I know Vogel's a bad guy, but even as a bad guy, I wouldn't bring that out.
Right.
For me, because that's dangerous even for me.
The thing is, though, he's desperate. Like, he really wants to get off the island, and he's not allowed to get off the island until, like, the body got brought back.
It's true. Even though low-key...
my thing is, like, granted, they ain't been the right material. They could have just taken the case, but, you know what? They probably had a hard time getting back over the chasm and the no-floor room and all that shit.
Plus, they would have to climb up.
Right, exactly. And they didn't bring the tools for that shit. I'm sure they probably had it in the surface. But
their plan was to shove the body.
Right, Laura kind of killed a lot of them off, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was always that.
That reveal was like the best part. Is realistic. It fit the lore, and it was actually really good. What do you think about that whole reveal about what Himiko was?
You see, this is one of the areas I'll do an exception to the movie where like I really wanted the supernatural. But they did a good job making a good transition from it. Like especially with the dad's, words to Laura saying it's based in reality somewhat. It might not be the supernatural lore that follows it around, but like this Queen of Death who got like buried by all her generals or whatever. But no, it's like the lore's a little twisted, and it's kind of still accurate, Yeah. I thought that was probably my second favorite part of the movie. It wasn't even really action related. I just like seeing how Hollywood did a good job of not fucking it up by twisting the story around. Because I feel like that was pretty good. I had no problem. Like, don't get me wrong. I still prefer the supernatural element to it that I know about already. But like, this was a pretty good twist. Because I do like the lore of Himiko. I do like the lore of the island of Yamatai. The entire island essentially is a grave, pretty much just for her. Yeah. Because if she get out, that thing gonna spread like a motherfucker. So.
Yeah,
and this is kind of where the dad, pulls a heroic move. Cause Matthias takes the finger off of her and runs off. But he's like, yo, and on top of that, the dad also got infected with the
Yeah, I was like, wait. Once he touched the face, I was like, you about to die. Because I wasn't sure if it was... I knew it was touch, but I wasn't sure between one person to the next.
Yeah, the black guy did it, actually.
Yeah, he touched the black guy's face, and the dad was like, yeah.
That's done. I'm done here.
Yeah. And, like, one thing about the virus... I don't know what the fuck she had, but she was very brave to do that. Especially since being selfless to like let herself get buried because, hey, you don't want this.
Right.
And the fact that she's been buried so long and she's still that dangerous is a problem.
Right.
Like I said, I know he was desperate, but they were already coming. So what I would have done, I would have got out that cave and I would have stole the shit.
Right.
Hell, I'd rather live on the run than bring that shit with me.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's what he gets for being greedy. That's how I feel.
For real. So, the dad pulls off his little sacrifice with the grenades because even though he got around with the finger, the body's still left behind. So he's like, yo, let me properly bury this shit along with myself, since I'm pretty much gonna kick to the dust anyway.
Yeah, he can't. He's a carrier now, so he can't even go out there.
Right.
Even if he's still on his arm, this shit is still in him.
And it apparently spreads really damn fast.
Yeah.
In a matter of seconds, it reached the arm.
He wouldn't have made it out anyway, and then he would have probably infected Laura.
Right.
So
he used some of that grenades to like blow the whole thing up, which pretty much sets in motion this whole problem now, where like the entire thing is coming down. Like all 3 challenges from before are coming down. The entire tomb is pretty much successfully raided.
We forgot one thing.
Oh, that one dude.
No, Laura's fight with Vogel. Oh, yeah, That's before it's blown up. That's before it's blown up.
No, it's after.
No, they were already fighting, and he was about to kill her. Oh,
you're right. Okay, so it's halfway into the fight already. You're right.
Yeah, and especially at the end of the fight. She was about to lose that one. I thought the fight with Vogel was... One thing about the fighting, it was realistic on how these men fought her. Because a lot of times, the girls sometimes don't have any real training, and they just be fucking up these men who do. In this movie, no. She took some hits, she took some kicks. There were points I was like, ooh, God, you're really gonna feel that.
She got kicked this one way where I was like, that's the same place you got impaled. I know you felt that.
I know she felt that.
The shit just got sewn up last night.
Yeah. And that whole sequence is really good. And then, I mean, there was some predictability. She ended up like, the ladder thing that they used across the soul pit, she kicked that off so he wouldn't go. And then she made him eat the infected finger.
Right.
And he got killed real quick.
Yeah, only thing I was thinking, punched the shit out of him too. I don't know what that was. I'm like, ew, I don't want to get hit that way.
Yeah, and like, can it travel from her boot? Because she did kick him.
I guess not, because she didn't catch it. I guess it only goes
movie plot, skin magic,
skin to skin contact. Because all she really did was open the finger bag and put it in his mouth, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I didn't even think she opened. Did she open it? I thought she just made him crunch into it.
Well, yeah, but I think maybe that's why she punched him in the throat, to, like, open the bag up when she did the throat punch.
Okay, yeah, but
like he had on his chest the entire time, in his pocket in that little Ziploc.
Yeah, because I saw her like grab it, put it in his mouth, and then boom, hit him in the face.
This guy really had the bubonic plague in his front pocket. I can't believe this shit.
It's like the bubonic plague on steroids. It was like really bad. And it was actually a mix of like the bubonic plague and whatever that virus is in Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say freaking World War Z, but yeah, pretty much Walking Dead essentially.
Yeah, only they don't walk. They did that
full on Olympic Usain Bolt sprinting like.
World War Z. Niggas climb mountains and they were hella fast. Like, that's a zombie apocalypse. I'd rather have the Walking Dead version than World War Z. That was crazy. Or Maze Runner. Maze Runner is pretty bad too.
Oh yeah, they were hauling ass.
But basically, that whole scene where she escapes is very Tomb Raider, very video game, and I like it. I like actually basically that whole ending sequence where they even still the transportation and got away with it. Now, let's get into, I guess,
the very end where they found out the whole Trinity thing. Where she signed the papers.
Yeah, she signed the paper. She realized that Anna... Hey, I said her name right. Anna is part of Trinity, and that her company is basically Trinity.
Right.
Because there's like a binder, like a thick binder of like stuff of different companies that they own. And she's remembering Vogel's word, like Trinity's everywhere. And then Anna does her signature smirk at the end and all this stuff. And I'm like, there we go.
And one thing, too, is that she did a good job, too. Anna was smart because she covered it up with the name Patna for the actual name of Trinity. But for some reason, which was really dumb.
But one of the Trinity names.
You're going to keep the name, but you kept the logo for Trinity still. I'm like, what the fuck, Anna?
Well, I think because a lot of people don't know about Trinity.
Well, yeah.
That's why it doesn't matter.
I get it. I feel like if someone put, didn't investigate and they realized, hey, these assholes who were looking for this thing in Yamatai are the same ones that are owned by Croft Holdings. Like, it's clearly Patna, but that's fine, though. It's a small little plot hole there, but that's fine.
I don't know. I don't think they told anyone what happened on the island because she didn't.
I mean, of course, yeah.
So that's why the secret goes. It's with Laura and Lou.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
So that's why it kind of doesn't even matter. It matters that she knows, but the public still doesn't know.
Right. Yeah.
So they're safe, and they've been doing this for years. And another thing is we never talked about favorite characters, but at least I know for me, it's Laura.
Easy. I mean, it's like I said before. There's only like so many characters in the movie anyway.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, secondary characters always shine the main character, but this is not one of them. At least for me, Laura was the best character. She had a very good arc, and she was done really well.
I feel like her character development was taken care of pretty well. Not as well as the video game was, obviously, because of time constraints, but I can't even fault that. But I feel like for the movie's on purpose, like, she went through a lot. She went from freaking delivering snacks, literally, to falling off of mountains and essentially saving the planet.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
In the nights. Like, in maybe a few nights. But it's like, yeah, growing up had to be done immediately.
Yeah. All right, predictions, and then we're going to close this out. So, predictions for if it makes enough to get a sequel. I'm assuming they're just going to do the next game.
I would hope so, and I'd hope that they... Go ahead and finish yours out first. I'll say my piece in a second.
Okay, I'm going to hope they do the next game. We're going to see more in the Trinity. I think we're going to run into them somehow, and like she's on like looking for another tomb. I think it's going to become like a thing for her.
Yeah.
And she's looking for another tomb, and she runs into more Trinity people. Like, she's looking for the tomb and Trinity at the same time. And then she just runs into more. I hope she plays it smart and does not confront Anna. Keep the element of surprise. The longer she knows that you don't know shit,
right,
the better. And that's my prediction. What do you, next movie, if there's one?
Anna did play a bigger... Anna wasn't even involved in the first game, now think about it. But Anna did play a big role in the second game, and I'm hoping that they do give her that role, because she's essentially like the series bad guy at this point. So, and if they do the other one based on the game, hopefully, that like they do more copy and pasting. Because to be honest, I don't even know which one of the two games I like most, because I played them backwards. I played 2 first and then the first one. But like they're both excellent with excellent story. And I do hope they flesh out the cast some more. Don't make like about 6 characters for the sake of one guy for constraints. I feel like there are ways to get around that. Keep the growth for Laura still there, because I know at the end of the movie they show her getting her like classic 2 pistols from the PS2 days. So essentially, right there, they're trying to say, "Hey, now I'm Angelina Jolie status," from where she was with the with the story anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't think so, because even in the second one, she still had a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hope that she's still growing. I hope that they do some more copy and pasting. I hope the cast gets fleshed out some more. The bad guy in the next movie, which I think was also in this movie, but maybe they wrote it different. I could be wrong too.
He didn't have a name.
That blonde guy.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a name, so I just thought he was a goon.
I could have sworn he had a name, but maybe you're probably right. He's the one who like dodged that arrow. Yeah. I thought he was the bad guy in the next one, but if not, then that's fine. But yeah, like, you do all those things, and I'll gladly give this thing an 8. I know it's gonna be a little challenging to do, so I won't blame them if it's not even possible, because like there's a lot of like constraints working against it. But like considering how well this one worked with the little twist of Himiko and Yamatai and all that kind of shit, I got faith in anything that comes out of the next iteration of Lara Croft.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna close out this podcast. Guys, let us know what you guys think. You can like, comment, follow, or subscribe on many of the apps. What are you doing? Yep, I did that so he can leave me alone. So, going back to what I said. You could tweet us at Echo U Podcast on Twitter. You can also find us on iTunes, Facebook, SoundCloud, and other apps at Echo Underground Podcast. And we'll see you guys next episode. Bye.
Bye.